Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another game of Changeling the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition in the Living World of Darkness. Today, Alice Amari has invited out Sir Bishop to meet and talk. She has some information she'd like to pass his way and is currently sitting in the middle of a nice French bistro in what appears to be a short skirt, pleated, of course, tank top and a jacket over that.
uh, Sir Ephraim will definitely be out and about, a little tired, a little eyes a little sunken. Oh, he is definitely sporting sunglasses, even though it's really not necessary today. Dressed impeccably well for the career path that he's chosen for himself. Sporting a nice blazer, some slacks, uh, kind of morally against sneakers, but today he is enjoying some really nice Armani patent leather shoes and fashionable, chic, very slimming as he meets Alice for lunch. He's chipper today.
Uh, Alice is currently sitting there. She's fussing with a hair bow, white in color. Looks up when he's there and waves him over to her table. She's already has a glass of half-sipped water in front of her. Her makeup isn't 100% great. It looks like she's a little frumpy today. And as he approaches, she'll stand and give him a slight curtsy.
He'll smile. It's like he'll do like a small incline of the head. You know, thank you, Alice, for seeing me today.
It's quite all right. You look to be in a good mood.
It's Friday.
I can understand that, she says as she takes a seat. So, meals on me,
We can do Dutch. I can handle myself.
as you wish. So, how's everything been?
Everything's been a-okay. It's been rather interesting finding my own groove, but it seems that I just need a little bit of time to get acclimated to whatever this is. He makes a circular motion to everything around him.
Well, I'm glad you're doing it in Manhattan.
Yeah. So tell me, how have you been?
Tired, uh, very busy. Politics and my responsibilities versus my nightly outings to deal with more physical threats and, well, information gathering. Oh, yeah, and I also have rehearsals, she says.
My, you keep a busy life.
It's the life I chose to lead. I married a husband who is practically royalty, and I decided to go into a field that is time consuming.
I can understand time consuming and straits. It happens, but I'm more than happy that you were able to find time for me.
No, absolutely. Have you been thinking about whether or not you are going to take my husband's offer?
Ah, hmm. I feel as if it is something that has been weighing heavily on my mind. Uh, Politically speaking, it makes sense, being that we're of the same proclivities. But for some reason, I feel as if that. Hmm. I want to. Maybe this is just a me thing, and granted, it's extremely selfish, but um, I feel like I haven't earned it. I'm appreciative that he has so much faith in me. Don't get me wrong, but I feel as if I was to earn this position, it would mean more.
What if you did a deed for the barony?
You sparked my interest. What do you mean?
So there are things moving about the city, dark reflections of ourselves. I believe your house is well known for hunting them, she says in a hushed whisper.
Oh, really?
Really? The Thelain are back.
No, seriously. The carefree expression that he was wearing a few minutes ago drops to deadpan serious. Putting the menu down, grasping his hands. What more do you know?
We know they're in two major locations, Manhattan and Queens. They could be throughout the rest of the city, but Brooklyn seems to feel that they are contained in Brooklyn. They have the situation under control. Um, However, they've one of them, Jared uh, Nilgog, Nilbog, she says, trying to pull the words together.
Mhm.
He's a politician with ties to the mayor's office. He's leading them.
What has been done already?
We've managed to find a location in Brooklyn. There was a bar. We arrested and executed a large number of them, almost 30. And it turns out that's a handful of them. They, the ones living in Manhattan, are here because they have made an implied insult. They believe that House Beaumain is incapable of putting a stop to them, and to have made an explicit insult to myself as to my skills as a nightmare hunter.
Maybe you need some help.
She nods. I do.
I mean, I'm recently arrived, but many hands make light work.
Not to mention you're clearly skilled, and you wouldn't be a knight if you hadn't done something great and worthy on the other side.
Though your statement makes sense, it's hard to remember what exactly.
While I don't have nearly the same problem, I do know what it's like not to remember past lives, she says with a half smile.
Oh, you mean he kind of makes a quotation marks and points at himself.
She nods.
Ah,
That said, she looks around and then looks back at him. Her smile fading.
Mm.
I have the names of two locations.
He pulls out a notebook.
Uh,
Okay.
the King's Head and Rusty's. Both are bars in Manhattan. Potential hideouts.
All right. Uh, not to refer to you as. I hope you don't take offense, but what what were your ideas and plans thus far? Have you moved on it?
I've contacted Sir Kararis and um, Max. He's a friend from Queens. I've also contacted Caldwell. Between the four of us, we were going to go to the King's Head. And then we were going to do a little bit more research if that turns out to be, I believe the phrase is a bust.
He will look into a book of commonly used phrases. Yes, I believe that's what it's called.
So that's the current plan. I was hoping that if you had some time next Tuesday, you might be able to come and join us.
uh, you see him take out another small planner, start making big, broad slashes through times. um, yeah. Look at that. My schedule just opened up.
She puts her hands over her chest and in a very grateful smile on her face.
It's more of, I suppose, in order for people to understand what I'm capable of and what my house is capable of, I have to get my hands dirty. And I'm more than willing to be up to the task. Also, I usually keep a very, never actually had a hard time sleeping and waking up, and that's been like an issue. Is that like normal or?
No, these events have not been normal. The nightmares you're suffering from, has anyone? No, they haven't, I bet. There's Remember what we talked about with the story of Baku and Mara when you first arrived?
Yeah.
They're out of balance. We struck before we leap, I believe is the phrase, and accidentally undid the four gifts that brought Baku and Mara into balance.
Right.
We have to replace them.
What did you have in mind?
Amber, Misha, Sir Kararis, and myself. The four of us have mastered, we're sorcerers. And as a result, we're going to be, we're able to replace the gifts. We just have to make a trek through the deepest parts of the dreaming.
I'm assuming that you doing such a thing would require those able to defend while you make your offerings.
I've contacted almost everyone I could, and that includes you now.
Consider it a thank you for your very hospitable offer earlier. Welcoming into you and your husband's home.
Think
Consider it
nothing of it.
even.
You're you're a guest, you're new. Hospitality should always be paid. And so hospitality is granted.
I understand this very interesting topic of hospitality, but I feel it's almost a wasted gesture on my part if I'm not able to pull my own weight.
Well, assisting with the Tulane, the journey
Mm,
are going to be of the greatest importance. The nightmares have spread beyond the boundaries of New York. It's spilling into the surrounding territories now. You're about to save the world.
From your lips, it doesn't sound as grandiose as I'd hoped it to be, but
She she quirks a brow.
I don't know. Maybe it's because mm, saving the world. I just pictured it based off of um. He pulls out like oh, there's like tons of reading material that he's reading, and like he pulls out like a comic book of like Spider-Man because he's latched onto it, and he looks at it. He's just it just doesn't seem as awesome as this. You know what I mean? Like
You and my husband share a certain fondness, she says. Uh, but there is, trust me, where we're going, it's going to be epic.
I like Epic.
And I mean, what's more noble to your house than doing battle with the dark forces of the Thalane?
Make it sound so. I like that. That sounds a little better. Handsome. He smiles.
There you go. And with
Just
those two issues at hand, um, that would maybe make you feel like you have done your service to the county, to the barony.
okay. I need to ask you a question. It's more of a how should we say? Now that we're friends, do you want to be my project? He kind of gets in close.
What do you mean? She says, leaning forward.
All right. So this is what I had in plan. I've always been well, Ephraim, quote unquote, is also he's been very popular, right?
Uh,
And I want to make you popular. And it's real easy for me because apparently there's something about Ephraim everyone likes. I'm not quite sure what it is yet. And when I first met you, I really liked the down to earth, very beauty look that you gave off next to your husband, right? But hear me out. I think we can make that more and better because if I am to be a part of your household, um, He looks into his book. You have to put bitches to shame. So you are going to be my project.
So, like, an an image consultant.
um, that sounds very boring. Think of me as your fairy godfather. Going to make it work.
All right. Uh, I don't have a problem with that at all.
So you agree? I spoke with Caldwell, and he's gonna get my hands on some spider silk, and I'm gonna make you like the most beautiful evening dress that I can think of. What's your favorite color? He starts picking out like a book. And he starts writing.
Uh, well, pink, of course, and then yellow.
Okay. Um, what? How is Alice's hair right now? Is it like up in a ponytail, or does she do like the simple hair on her shoulders?
It's a it is a simple falling back onto her shoulders length and kind of it has some highlights in it, um, giving it kind of that like reddish tinge, and uh, with a set of it held back with a again she has a ribbon tied through her hair.
Great. So I don't know whoever's doing your outfit, who's doing your like consulting. Um, bless their heart. I can do better. So he said he takes like your hair and he's just like, you have a really pretty face. And I think if people saw more of it, it would be very, I don't know. He looks into he pulls out like another comic of Wonder Woman. You see this right here? I like this. So if we can do this and make it a little bit more. And he, as you could see, Lassie, he's like fussing over you almost. He's
She's
trying.
smiling.
It's almost as if he's like almost enraptured in the process, and he seems almost rejuvenated by it. Like the tiredness that he had when he came in, it's still there, but it's kind of fading, as if it's something that he's really excited about. But I think um before do you actually um he he stops what he's doing, he stops writing. How do you see yourself? Because if I go in a direction that you're not comfortable with, this is garbage.
You'll find them very comfortable with the directions of others. My entire look since I was 16 has been pretty much set by my managers, the staff. This is, she says, motioning at herself. This is, woke up today and barely remembered when I walked out of rehearsals to put on normal street clothes. I had been wearing my costumes right out the door for the past, I think, month.
You see, when you like explain that, Ephraim almost looks offended. Like they let you walk out the house like, no, bitches.
Yeah,
Like,
it's, well, I'm tired and everyone's tired after a long day. And again, sometimes they miss, I miss that I'm still wearing stage outfits. I always saw myself as, I am, I guess, a little girly. I like I like my sparkles and my pastels, a little bit of makeup, but I mean, I don't. At this point, it's hard to tell if that's just because that's how I dress regularly for performances, or that's what I do or for fun anymore.
oh, okay. So what do you use to wash your face? Is it like some soap and water? Do you use like a cleanser? I hope you're using a cleanser.
Oh no, they have me using a cleanser all the time. It depends on who's sponsoring us.
Hmm.
So sometimes it's pretty good, sometimes not so great. There's a couple of Korean brands. She says, taking her purse and putting out some stuff onto the table that they've been having me try lately, just to see if we're going to accept their endorsements.
As you see Ephraim looking through like your assorted makeup, he pulls over a nearby garbage can. This is fine. This is fine. This is garbage. Fine, garbage. Like, fine, garbage. No, garbage. I like this. I like this color. He kind of puts it up to your face. No, garbage, garbage. All right. So, like, the seam of lots of makeup that you've had, Ephraim is like tossed out nearly half of it. And he says, well, there is something to be said about looking the part, right?
She
However,
nods her head.
however, if it doesn't agree with you and it doesn't bring out your best features, you can't endorse it. Because as he looks forward to you, your face is your money maker. I think I used that right. That money
She
maker.
nods her head. I'm pretty sure that's right, but keep in mind, I English is not my first language, so I am the worst one in the city to ask that.
It's fine because you know what? He looks as well. We're bad bitches, right? So and he looks at it and says, "We're gonna make this work." I think so. I really think so at least.
She nods her head. So I'm your project, and you have ideas.
Yes.
What do you want to start with first?
I think if I could grab you sometime in the next few days, I need to get you fitted. Once I get you fitted, we can start getting you in for some like major work because if I am seen working on you being as famous as you are, that launches my brand and I become super awesome. And then when I'm awesome, you become better. See how that works?
I can see how that's working.
So, but once I'm able to get my name out there, I want people to give me money so I can make them beautiful, or at least attempt to be beautiful. I'm not, God, of course, but
She looks you over. I am I am 100% certain you can make everything work out. I might be able to even teach you there's some magic that might help you.
oh, I'm definitely yes, excellent. But there's something I wanted to ask you.
Of course.
I have been working out, hitting the gym, but I feel like what Ephraim is used to and what's actually needed for me
hmm
is a little different. So, um, what do you? How do you stay so slim and
Uh,
athletic?
Unique diet for one.
What are you
Two,
eating?
well, drinking water, no sodas, nothing sweet.
God damn
Uh,
it!
I eat a lot of meat and vegetables, but I portion it out through the day, with a balance of salt and fat. Um, I don't have to do a high cardio exercise routine.
Mm.
Cardio works better for uh, women like me. Uh, for men, it usually is more, things that would build up muscle. But in my case, I'm pretty lucky because I can get both from just going outside and, fighting the forces of evil.
So, besides fighting the forces of evil, um,
I go running, she says.
thank you. So, Looking over the menu, I guess I'm not having iced tea today. So, water. Okay.
She nods. Sometimes with lemon if you need a little bit of flavor.
Okay. So, I guess when the waiter comes back, he says, "I want a glass of water with a lemon, um, steamed vegetables,
She nods.
and can I have some grilled chicken, no sauce, just the chicken?"
Her grin gets wider.
Did I do that? Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Perfect. You're
Okay.
well on your way.
Yeah, I want to lose weight. Not really lose weight, but I have to keep up my metabolism. How do you do with your like metabolism?
Um, as long as you keep the exercises going and you're eating healthy, your metabolism's fine. That's why I can eat as much meat as I do, so that because I'm burning all that protein, all that fat.
Okay. So, another question, but I guess can I watch you fight forces of evil?
Sure. I mean, uh, it's something that Caldwell and myself are turning into a regular uh, group. You might call it exercise.
You guys are doing it for noble causes. I'm doing it to keep them. I'm fine with this.
Perfect. The forces of evil don't really care what your cause is. It they fight back just the same.
Okay. So, who taught you how to? He makes like a stabby motion with his fork.
Oh, uh, experience and the desire to stop getting stabbed.
I can see how that can be like a wonderful motivator.
It was a very good motivator. About the third time, I realized this is not fun. That
Okay.
one was a joke.
You see that he's starting to get like humor, and he's laughing, but you can tell it's a little forced because you just told him the punchline. He actually didn't think it was a joke.
She
Okay.
is definitely smiling.
Not getting stabbed is definitely fun. Not getting stabbed, that is.
Hmm. And it worked. I mean, here I am. Um, for the most part, in my case, it was experience. Someone like William Black, it was more training. We disagree sometimes on which is better.
Mm.
But if you're if you're looking for some training time, there's quite the place.
Oh, where?
Manhattan has the largest military force around. We have plenty of knights who would be more than happy to assist you in any combative arts.
You'd have to introduce me. Can we go now? Like after we eat?
Absolutely. And um, one of the reasons why we would be very happy to have you on board, would be, well, I can't be the one always commanding the troops, as it were.
Okay.
With some experience, I think you could be an expert.
Does that mean I'll be popular? He raises an eyebrow.
In Manhattan, it does, considering we're a little bit more on the martial side, thanks to my husband and my inclinations.
Nuts.
So, in the Manhattan court, the skill with the blade and your ability to command troops will take you far in that regard.
Actually, another question.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, well, I remember what I was called in, well, back there.
Hmm.
And this is called Ephraim, but it doesn't feel like it's me. It feels like almost a job. So, like, should I choose another identity for everyone else to call me?
It, many of us have names that we use only in our society. I mean, Charles can't call himself Sir Carraris at work.
Hmm.
Um, then you have others like myself who we have names, but we like to honor the person that we were. So Alice Amari is the best way for me to go about it. Not to mention, I mean, it's pretty awkward if someone accidentally drops the wrong name, and considering how many cameras are usually around, she says, looking about,
Hmm.
I had to pick a place where no one knew me just so that we could talk.
Gotcha. All right, all right. Um, hmm. So, hmm. I don't know. Hmm.
What do you want to call yourself?
That's the thing, right? It's because I think going from work and like doing regular things, thank you for the food. He starts eating. I think it'll be cool if, you know, everyone else, like, I guess, normies, would just call me Ephraim because I already have an established identity, right? But
Hmm?
I think, like, us, it doesn't feel right?
I do. I am weird to say, but alternate identity is kind of one of my things.
And it has to feel sort of, I don't know, natural. Like, I wouldn't want call myself super murder death sir super murder death kill, like that just seems out there, but like I don't know, like what, hmm. Where do you draw your inspiration from?
Anime, lots of Japanese cartoons. I mean, I go around whenever I'm in uniform calling myself Sailor Sun. So, and my secret identity is I am a mild mannered pop star. So, I
Mild
am
mannered pop star.
I am literally the worst at subtlety.
That's not subtle at all, Alice.
I know I'm the worst. I am not. I am never going to argue that I'm very inconspicuous. But yeah, you know, if you're looking for a name for yourself, maybe you'll find it in the dreaming.
Maybe. Because you notice that I keep referring, I don't think it's natural, you know? Like, I always refer to Ephraim as sort of like an afterthought,
Hmm.
which isn't normal.
You know where you could look?
Yeah.
Vanessa's library.
Who's Vanessa?
She's someone in Queens, has a wonderful library, and you might find maybe even who you were on the other side there. She has a lot of old records.
Okay. That sounds fun, actually.
Great. Maybe I can, I can help you out a little bit too. What if my husband has a library from House Bamain of collected works on the Thalane? I've
Okay.
been perusing through it. If you join me sometime, maybe we can both learn some more together.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Great. Uh, oh, before I forget, I was telling Max about this, but you should know too.
Oh.
There's a problem in the Bronx that we've been, as you said, I have a busy schedule and I'm virtually everywhere. Uh, but there's been an issue of trods opening up to nightmare realms and things coming through them.
Okay.
We currently don't have any knights we can dispatch on a permanent basis there, but she says, looking at him,
Popular. Gotcha.
it'll make you very popular, especially since one Councilman Black was not able to continue dealing with the problem there.
Hmm. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Uh, I wish I had more information, but everything I have is really old. We knew that they went to Nightmare Realms. The Trods themselves weren't the problem, but we need a way to deal with them. We were redirecting them initially, but we don't know if that'll work anymore or what else is going on. After all, that was 8 months ago.
Okay.
So, not only popular, everyone's going to have to go to you for the new information.
All right.
And that brings me, oh, before I forget, and if you're looking for maybe if you want to spend some more time uh working with me, I have a project I'm working on in Queens,
Doing what?
upcoming concert.
Do I get to play dress up? By dress up, I mean dress you up.
Well, when I'm not at work, if you want to get involved in work, she says with a big smile, would you like to be contracted out too?
I like making money. Making money makes me popular. I'm down.
It it wouldn't make you as much money. It would just earn you way more popularity than money normally does.
I'm down with actually getting more popularity. I'm okay with this.
Great, because it's going to be on national television.
Hooray! You just see his eyes light up.
There's only one other thing. We're going to have to be careful because there's been nervosa, manifestations of nightmares um, at some of my concerts. It's been really weird. I hired William, Caldwell, Hall, and Max for security.
Mhm.
I would be hiring you just like I did Max for backstage stuff. I just would bring the sword, she says, looking a little sheepish.
He smiles.
Because you never know when you might be, know, painting my face, and then out of the blue will be a tentacled monster from the deepest depths of uh, evil, and that will need to be put down. And hey, look, plenty of free draws.
Yep.
So dross, popularity, and then popularity with the count.
His best kind of popularity.
I don't know. There's a duchess above the count.
Who's the Duchess? Is she pretty?
Oh, she's very pretty. I got to see her once at a event. She is beautiful beyond all comparison.
His eyes go like big. Like, really? Tell me more.
She dressed only in the finest silks with jewels that could not even exist in the gray world.
Very nice.
And yet, the word is she's not even half as pretty as the queen.
We have. Yes. This all makes sense. Right.
She she nods her head. I know William doesn't like any of them, but
Boohoo baby. He just says it.
be nice, William. He tries. I mean, he tries when he doesn't try very hard with she, but he does try with people who don't have titles.
Okay.
He I mean, I'm surprised that he accepted a position of councilman. I'm surprised he was upset about the weight and gravity of titles actually. Oh, you should have seen it. The other day, he was um concerned about uh I remember I told you there were two newly arrived she in town.
Hmm.
He was concerned that because of their newness, that their elevation to the position of knight and lady, that that would was some sort of dishonor or stain on the weight and gravity and the position of knight. It was really weird.
It's an odd statement coming from him.
How do you think I felt? I knew him. I've known him for so long that it's. He called me a traitor over it once. It was weird.
And you're still able to work with him even though he called you a traitor.
She shrugs. I work with a lot of people. I mean, if I were to ever let the fact that someone disagreed with my position as what I am, then I'm a bad leader. I should lead regardless of what someone says to me, because what matters is what I do, not what they say.
I see why you're Baroness now. Okay, I like that.
Well, I've been able to keep my husband in his seat for how many months now?
I don't know. You tell me.
About 6.
Doing fine then.
And he's really growing up. His father would have been proud.
He nods.
But yeah, there's, as you can see, a lot going on. And as much as William would say he would want to fix it all, he can't be everywhere at once. Neither can I. And neither can really anyone. Have you been to Brooklyn yet?
No.
I recommend going at least once. She looks around. I don't recommend staying for long.
What's that?
It's a bit chaotic, and uh, due to the actions of my husband, there aren't any other nobles there.
Hmm.
We kinda offered them a sanctuary and a safe place following its formation as a democracy.
Ah.
Oh, that caused so many problems with Brooklyn. They were very upset. But we felt it was the right thing to do, giving them a place to stay, a new a new lease on, well, the system that they supported.
Mm. It does seem like a good idea. But yeah. The food was great. He leaves a tip. Um, after you.
As she nods, standing, I'll show you everything back at the Freehold.
Okay.
And I think that's a good ending place if you do.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. And as they walk out into the sun, the day seems brighter, the morning longer, and thus ends another game of Changeling the Dreaming. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.